being made by members of the BJP in the state of West Bengal, where its MLA Asim Sarkar has claimed that the CAA could likely be implemented by December this year. Now, Asim Sarkar is the convener of the BJP's refugee cell in the state of West Bengal, and he said that the Citizenship Amendment Act needs to be rolled out in the state to meet the aspirations of the people. He said that being the head of the state refugee cell, I have the hunch that the CAA will finally come into force by this December. The process will start and will be in fact be implemented by the end of the year. Now remember that the CAA rules are yet to be notified despite the act having been passed in Parliament in the year 2019. It's been a 3-year wait, and the BJP refugee cell chief in the state of West Bengal, Mr. Asim Sarkar, now claims that the CAA could be operationalized by the end of this year. Let's listen into this reaction.
उसको नागरिकत्व समस्या समाधान करने के लिए सीए हुआ था। सीए हुआ लेकिन लागू नहीं हुआ। लागू नहीं होने से टीएमसी क्या करता है, वो उसको पास जाके बोलता है कि सीए लागू कभी नहीं होगा। आप मेरा माननीय अमित शाह जी को साथ आप बातचीत करिए। वो दिल्ली में गया, उसको साथ हमारा कल मीटिंग हुआ था। ये हमारा सब मीटिंग में था। ओ शुभेंदुदा ये बात बोला जो हमारा बातचीत हो गया, दिसंबर का बीच में सीए लागू हो जाएगा।
Let me go across to Tanushree for more on this. Tanushree, the rules for the Citizenship Amendment Act have not yet been notified despite 3 years of the act having been passed. There have been several extensions that have been sought by the Ministry of Home Affairs in this particular regard, but we have an MLA from the BJP in the state of West Bengal now claiming that he's got a positive indication that this will in fact be implemented by the end of the year.
Well, absolutely. We spoke to Mr. Asim Sarkar, who is the BJP MLA from Haringhata, and he confidently said that yes, it would be rolled out from mid-December. Now, yes, when we asked him whether there would be some issues, whether there would be some glitches, he said there might be, but there is a positive note to his tone where he says that it would be rolled out, because this time when Shubhendu Adhikari had gone and visited the Home Minister, we know that he had several issues. One was the meeting regarding several TMC leaders, 100 names being given by Shubhendu Adhikari, but another issue was the CAA, because we know that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has always been very much against CAA, and she has always stated that she will not allow the CAA to be implemented in the state of West Bengal. But the BJP has been categorically very clear that it would be implemented when time comes. And we know that next year there is the Panchayat elections in the state of West Bengal, and certainly before that the BJP is thinking of rolling it out. And we know that Asim Sarkar very confidently stated that it would be rolled out by the mid of December, as he has got a clearance from Shubhendu Adhikari, who is the leader of opposition.
Right, many thanks for that update, Tanushree. We'll also, of course, await an official confirmation about this from the Ministry of Home Affairs. This was a claim that was coming from the BJP MLA, Mr. Asim Sarkar, in the state of West Bengal, the head of the refugee cell. Tanushree, just coming back to you for a moment. In fact, we're getting a response now from the TMC about this. Mr. Monojit Mondal is joining us. Mr. Mondal, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Asim Sarkar, who is the MLA of the BJP and the head of the BJP's refugee cell in the state of West Bengal, says that he's got a positive indication from Shubhendu Adhikari. Well, we'll come back to the TMC in just a short while from now. But if I could just go back to Tanushree for a moment. We'll in fact keep our focus on a very important claim coming from Mr. Asim Sarkar, the BJP MLA in the state of West Bengal, where he said he's got a positive hunch that the CAA will be implemented by the end of the year. Mr. Mondal, thank you again for joining us. The BJP claims that the CAA rules will be notified by the end of December. Your response to that claim coming in from Mr. Sarkar?
I think we have been watching this, pandemonium for the last 3 years now. So it's amazing on the part of the government that if they took 3 years to implement a particular law, suggesting that how faulty the law has been. this validates the point of the opposition and also civil society that this is a law which was passed without taking into account the dissent and also the opposition, and this law has to go. And the government is also perhaps one part of their support system in Assam. They are also scared of that. I mean, the maximum number of agitations took place in Assam, and the reason is completely different. Our principal stand against CAA will remain. The matter is also in the Supreme Court. I believe the hearing should end soon. That you cannot have citizenship under the on the basis of religion. You cannot. This is an exclusionary idea of India, which our founding fathers and founding mothers, 100 years back or maybe 90 years back, conceived of. This is an India which is completely foreign to us. The India which was not conceived by Vivekananda, by Tagore, by Gandhi, and all other founding fathers. Our principal stand against CAA will remain. And for your kind information and the information from the BJP, in Bengal there is no need of CAA because there is no refugees as such in Bengal which are not legitimately part of our ethos and our state.
Right. But Mr. Mondal, the CAA is not something that gives citizenship on the basis of religion. It only fast-tracks citizenship for those persecuted in the 3 countries that have been mentioned as part of the bill from a period of 11 years to 6 years. So it's not exclusionary. That's the government's claim.
I think we have had, innumerable debates on this. This is craftily conceived by the government by mentioning only 6 religions. Had it just mentioned what you are saying now, persecuted minorities, we would have had no objection at all.
Right, Mr. Mondal. Right, thanks.